We're going to start off by asking an interesting question. This is on the back of, over the weekend, of course, France set a European Championship qualifying record after crushing Gibraltar 14-0. Former Premier League manager Alan Pardew joined Majestic on the Final Word show yesterday. He said that something needs to be done to prevent smaller nations from being humiliated in qualifying games.
Look at France yesterday, romping.
Nine different scorers.
Yeah, unbelievable. You have to question some of the fixtures that are being thrown up by this European campaign with, teams maybe that there should be a lesser competition for some of these smaller countries because it's not fair really on the paying public and the watching public, I don't think.
Well, is it not fair? If you bought your ticket and you see your team, your country, whatever, score 14 goals, is that fair? Do you go like, value for money? For argument's sake, England's game against Malta, right?
Yeah.
I watched the phone-in afterwards, and you had people phone up going, we should be smashing them, Gareth Southgate should be get sacked, get Pep in, all these nonsense phone calls. Mm-hmm. That's obviously never going to happen this close to a major tournament. But still, if we would have beaten them 14, would people be moaning, saying, that's ridiculous, putting a team like Malta in, we scored 14 against them? Do you want to see that?
Listen, I don't mind seeing it, but I don't like seeing these type of internationals because I think all it could do is it can't do any good unless you want to give players like caps. I get it, but England beating a team like whoever, Malta, Gibraltar, 14-0. What would you really learn from that? You expect England to beat these teams, but when you don't beat them like Malta, you get people that are like, what is going on here? Why are we only beating Malta 2-0? But I agree with Parge.
Parge?
Parge, yeah.
You called him Parge?
That's what I called him, yeah.
Okay.
Can I do that? Is that right?
Yeah, it's fine,
yeah. Yeah. That's one of those where I think to myself, I don't like seeing these type of internationals because what's the point? Like, the teams will sit in and banking against England, certainly a team like England because they've got very good players, and just sit there, not really attack, not really any efforts on goal. It's basically like a training exercise, attack versus defence, and that's it for the whole 90 minutes. I do think there's got to be some kind of qualifying stages, I think, for the lesser nations.
So teams like Gibraltar need to qualify to get into a group with France?
Yes, I that's what I think, because, again, people might go, well, that's a little bit unfair, but come on now. I mean, even someone like San Marino, they're ranked up 200, right, and 7th in the world. This has been their last few fixtures, you ready? So they managed to score a goal against Kazakhstan and against Denmark, so they lost 3-1 to Kazakhstan, 2-1 to Denmark. Before that, 3-0 to Northern Ireland, 4-0 to Slovenia, 4-0 to Denmark, 6-0 to Finland, 3-0 to Kazakhstan, 2-0 Slovenia, 2-0 Northern Ireland. It's every single game is just getting battered upon battered. Do you know what I mean? At some point, you've got to look at that and go, do you know what? Let's make it, because again, every single nation deserves the opportunity to qualify for a major tournament. So don't take that away from them. But there's got to be some kind of
Do you think it does more harm? So for argument's sake, if you take away the big games for countries like Gibraltar, they're not going to play France, but they're going to play San Marino. You're taking away the opportunity to see your homegrown stars in front of these big names, right? But at the same time, also, if you're playing a team like San Marino every time you take to the field at the moment, you got a chance of scoring, you got a chance of winning. So then, the quality of your football, I would imagine, will improve because you're not getting battered every week and you're getting confident. Would that come into it?
I think so. I definitely think that it needs to be, if they're getting a bit of confidence and say San Marino playing Gibraltar and like exciting games, they get used to that winning mentality potentially. I mean, as I said, they're the worst ranked team in the world, San Marino, which is why I'm using them as an example, because I feel like England play them all the time. If they get a little bit of confidence in playing the likes who they're about something, I've got all the rankings here, but I'll shed it in a bit. If they playing teams in and around them, then it's like, okay, get a bit of confidence, win that game, and then you kind of, by the time you get to maybe the Englands or the Frances, I still don't think it makes much difference, but at least you've got a little bit of momentum going into these games. At the minute, they're going in there and just getting battered. I mean, 14-0 Gibraltar, France.
That's nuts. What about the idea that maybe the top 8 sides in the world should automatically get through to the tournament?
No, I always think you've got to earn the right. You have to earn the right. Now, there's an argument that playing San Marino, you're not earning anything really, are you? Just battering a team that's there to be beat.
Yeah.
But I don't like the fact, unless you're the host nation of a tournament, which I've got no problem with, I hate teams just getting pushed in there like, there you go.
But you want to see the big heads. Like, there was a time when Italy didn't qualify for a World Cup.
Italy have not qualified, I think, for the last...
I know, but do you not think, it'd be so much better if Italy was there?
No, because
we haven't qualified for World Cups and European Championships.
No, I don't, because if they haven't... Like, Italy win the Euros and then don't qualify for the World Cup, that's down to them. That's not my...
No, I know, but do you think a big tournament is worse off because the big heads aren't there?
Not really. Because obviously, if they're getting battered in the group stages into the tournament, they're clearly not good enough to be at the major tournament. So I'm all about you've got to earn the right. You've got to earn the right.
Okay, these are all the questions we're going to ask you. Just last one, then we'll take calls in it. 03717223334. England playing North Macedonia tonight, right? Live on talkSPORT, build up again straight after us. Do you want to see 2-0 England or 14-0 England?
Obviously, you want to see more goals. You want to see 14-0, but I don't necessarily like it.
Okay.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.